Hey folks, Jessica here. So, we're wishing for Childe today. 1.1 literally just hit. And yeah, we'll do some polls. I have a considerable amount of Genesis crystals, Primo gems, whatever. Let me just get a few Twitch things, figure it out. Where is my chat? I am so bad at Twitch. There we go, there's chat. Alright, we're gonna do some polls. I don't know how many we're doing. We'll do at least this many Genesis crystals. I think right now the plan is get one Childe, possibly two, and then also get one Skyward Harp because I don't have a weapon for him. Skyward Harp might actually be a pain in the ass because this is one of those freaking double rate-up banners, so we'll see how that goes. But for now, we're gonna get at least one Childe. I do think Skyward Harp's probably going to be best in slot bow on him. I've got a ton of questions about how he interacts with certain bows, because as you probably know, he's half a bow character, half a melee character, but a lot of bows are things like, Amos bows like give bonus damage to your attack based on how long the arrow is in flight. Well, there's no arrow if you're in melee mode as Childe, so how does that work? So we'll see. Maybe we'll play around with him a little bit on stream too. But for now, let's just get right into it. I'm kind of hyped for Childe. I've really wanted a good Hydro DPS. Mona is fine as Hydro DPS, but I feel like she's kind of got this split identity. She's got this identity crisis where she's half support, half DPS. Yellow Crystal right off the bat? Nope. Oh, there's a new character too. I forgot. Diona. Hi, Bido. By the way, if you've not been in one of these before, get ready to see a freaking ton of the banner rate-up characters. We're probably going to get like C6 Bido, C6 Ningguang I already had, C6 new character. Probably in the space of just rolling for Childe, I would bet. Like, the 4-star characters fall from the sky during these. It's kind of annoying, actually. I would rather not get so many see the 4 stars. Okay, there's one down, so that's 10 pulls. Hang on, let me check my history. So we pulled Klee last time. By the way, if you don't remember, we double pulled Klee last time. 2 Klees and 1 10 pull. Actually, 4 Klees and 2 10 pulls was like how well it went last time. So hopefully it'll go that well again. But I think Childe's got a more interesting place in the meta than, say, Klee does. Did I update my Twitch my Twitch message? Oh, yeah. Pulling for Childe. You know, I love that Childe's promo text. Gold Crystal? No. Childe's promo text is a name feared on the battlefield. So I'm like, your name's Childe. I'm pretty sure no one's scared of the name Childe. Like, I don't know. Tartaglia, I think? I work with a woman named whose last name is Tartaglia, I think. Ah, the bell. Hot garbage. All this fodder. 2 Bidos. How many Bidos do I have? Here, let's just do this while we're at it. Make these polls last. I wasn't gonna stream my polls, but this lets me savor it a little bit more and have more fun with it, because if I pull by myself, it's just like, 10 pull, skip, 10 pull, skip, 10 pull, skip, 10 pull, like, I'm one of those monsters that hits skip on 10 pulls, so it's more drama, more excitement, I think. I'll let these play out. So we're 30 in. Go, no. You know you're a whale or like a heartless monster when you hit skip on 10 pulls. You know you've done this before if you skip on 10 pulls. Hey, a new character. Diona. No idea if she's any good. Just a little cat, I guess. She's an archer. I don't know what she does. Welcome to the team. See you at C6, I guess. Okay, we will be 40. Okay, hang on. We'll take a brief sec to look at the new character. Where are you? You're, everyone calls you, like, Ice Amber. She's Ice Amber, right? She's an archer. Yeah, she's an ice archer. Oh, she's got a little kitty constellation. That's so cute. All right, back into it. Actually, hang on. I wanted to see what our constellations are real fast. Constellation... Regenerate energy. Increase damage absorption. Alright, she's got a weird ice shield. Increased level skill, of course. Charge time for aim shot. Charge time for aim shot reduced by 60%. That might actually make me more inclined to aim shot. Not gonna lie, because aim shot's real flunky. Signature mix radius based on... Huh, that's interesting. Boost elemental mastery when HP is above 40% or 50%. Okay, okay. That's what she does. This is what, 40? Gold crystal? Early gold crystal? Come on, early gold now. No. No. Okay. I think we need one more Bido. Ningguang's already maxed. And then we need, I guess, 6 Dionas? Yeah, Ningguang. Give me my, my my star glitter. Okay, we're about to be 50 in. Can we get an early 5-star? I would like an early 5-star. That's not an early 5-star. I want to get a look at Childe's constellations, specifically a C2. Like, all his other constellations were spoiled, more star glitter, but his C2 wasn't spoiled, so I don't actually know what it does yet. I haven't been doing a ton of research into this banner, if I'm honest. Been busy. So what? That was 50, so we need... This will be 60? Can we get an early 5-star? That'd be great. Early 5-star? Early 5-star? Early 5-star? Not early 5-star. So we're right on rate to hit Pity. Pity's at 90. And that's a 50% chance of a child. A Childe. Childe. As to whether Child's good, I would suspect he'll be good. Hey, double 4-star pull. He looks like he'll be strong. I think the big question mark is whether or not, his constellations are really important for unlocking a lot of his strength. Base Child seems like, just at a glance, seems like a pretty strong burst DPS character, and he's Hydro, and he's purely DPS as opposed to Mona, where Mona's kind of like split between DPS and support, which is her main problem. So I think he'll be strong. It's just how strong without his constellations is the big question. Because I've heard a lot of people theorize that, and this is just theorizing because just people talking about it playing in beta. Okay, so we're on 80, I think, 70 or 80. So we'll probably hit the guarantee 5-star. But yeah, I've heard a lot of people theorizing that he really needs his constellations to excel. But we'll see. We'll see. I'm always a little skeptical when people say things like that early on. I'm sure he'll be great with his constellations. I'm hesitant before I play him to sign off on the whole he needs them to be good. So this should be, I think, a guaranteed 5-star? Yeah, there it is. Guaranteed 5-star. So hopefully it's his Child. That'll be 1 down. Ningguang. Child? You wanna come hang out, buddy? Child? Is that you, buddy? Child? Another Diana? Child? Child? There we go. Bingo bango. Tartaglia. It's interesting that his character name isn't actually Child, it's Tartaglia. So, let's put a pause on this. We'll look at him a little bit, admire him. There he is. Ooh, can I click on him? Oh, I can't click on him. So let's see what his constellations do. So, okay, so basic rundown. He's an archer. That's the weird thing about him. So he is normally in. Maybe it's easier if I just show him. Look, gonna need you to step aside a second. Actually, hang on. Let me just pop Mona out. Actually, Mona. You can hang out on the bench a little bit. Oh, that's not what I expected a Japanese voice to sound like. I've never played I've never actually played with him before or heard him talk in Japanese before. Okay, so right now we'll just give him the old Amos bow. Okay, so his thing is he's an archer, right? Like he's the shooty bang bang. I guess shooty no bang bang. But I believe his elemental skill switches to melee mode. And it's unclear how long he can stay in this mode, actually. That's a big question, actually. Can he just stay like this indefinitely? I mean, he doesn't have a buff or anything. Can you just stay like this, buddy? Because one of the big questions is whether or not he needs his constant... Thank you, Risu. Heart. Sorry, that's how the kids make hearts these days. Wow, I just sounded like a total boomer. Okay. Okay, so he can't stay in it permanently. Yeah, 30 seconds. So it's got a 45-second cooldown, it looks like, to switch back. So right now he's stuck in melee. And it's interesting to note also that cooldown doesn't start counting until he leaves melee mode, it looks like. So Deluxe, if you didn't know, Deluxe E, the timer for it starts counting as soon as you use the first one. So, like, if you delay them out, like, it's almost cooled down, right? But it looks like with Childe, it doesn't start counting until he switches back into bow mode. So the reason why that's significant is I haven't checked the damage, obviously, but it's believed that his melee mode is much higher DPS. That's his burst mode, essentially. And why that's significant is certain constellations lower that cooldown, and that's actually quite a big deal, because here. Let's just look through them. So yeah, Foul Legacy, Raging Tide. This is what switches them into melee mode. And like I said, it's a freaking 45-second cooldown, it looks like. So cutting into that is going to be dramatic. So I would say that, yeah, probably you really do want this first constellation at least, because 45... like, that knocks a significant amount of time off the cooldown. But the one people are in a tizzy about is obviously Constellation 6, because it's Constellation 6. So it makes it so his ultimate resets that cooldown. And knowing that this thing doesn't start counting essentially until Childe's pretty much out of his melee mode, this is actually a huge deal, because that means he can pretty much stay in it indefinitely, I would imagine. So C6 is going to be huge for him. So I think that's true. I need to level him up, see what his damage is like. But that for now, that's what that looks like. So this is C2. This is what I was wondering about. When opponents affected by Riptide are defeated, he gains 4 elemental energy. I mean, more energy regen's fine, but that's actually not that exciting. Like, whatever. Like, okay. And then this 3 and 5 almost increase skill level. Skill level is pretty significant for DPS because it increases DPS dramatically. I believe both of these will increase the damage about 20% for the character. And then 4, Hydro Spout basically makes it so he applies a dot. It's an AoE dot, I think, something like that. Whatever. Okay, let's play around with him a little bit, and then we'll get back to pulling. So I've got some books, right? I've got a few books. Maybe I should just get back to pulling. I know what you guys are here for. So I've also got his Ascension mats ready to go. I don't know if I have enough to take him all the way right now, but we'll take him decently. Get rid of these blue books. No one likes these blue books. Yeah. So I'm definitely going to take him to C2. Or sorry, C1. And then we'll see. We'll see. Get it? We'll see how much I like him before we decide on freaking C6. Because C6 is an investment. I know I've been C6ing all of the characters, but I don't want to C6 every freaking 5-star, because let's be real, kind of expensive. So we'll see. I need, what, 12 of those things? 12 of the little badges. Give me the badges. Or 11 of them, I guess. These things? Oh, I don't have enough. Well, that's awkward. Luckily, Luckily, whale privilege. Whale privilege means I can just get them with Stardust. You know what? It's fine. We'll just we'll do that. We'll just do that. It's fine. So let's roll for the next guaranteed. We should have enough rolls to hit the next guarantee, and we'll see if that's another child. And if it's another child, then it's a good sign. Let me just. I want to roll, but I also want to level them. I'm torn. Do I have enough to get him to 70, I wonder? Oh. I might have enough to get him to 70. That would be pretty rad. What? Any more of these? Is this what you needed? I wasn't paying attention. Hopefully that's the right one. Was that enough? No, that's the wrong one. You need the purple ones. The big boys. The fatty boom booms. Alright. I really should count. Just slamming those out like that. Alright, let's see. Okay, so we can get him to... Yeah, we can definitely get him to like 80, I'm pretty sure. Watch me just run out... run out Mora. That's the more likely case. Okay. I'll do some more rolls. And then we'll level them, and then we'll play around with them a little bit. So, let's see. How many Primo gems do I have? 1,500. I think that's enough to hit another guarantee. So we'll get the next guarantee. If it's a child, then I'll take that as a good sign. What we need is a double child pull, because I feel like that seals my fate. I have to C6 him if I get a double child pull. Okay, so that's 10. That's 10. Did we max Iona? I wasn't even counting. Got a lot of Ningguangs. I mentioned this in a previous video I did, but man, I leveled up Ningguang to 80, maxed her out, and I don't know. I was promised a very powerful character, and honestly, she's alright, is how I would sum her up. She's not bad, but she's not mind-blowing like a lot of people said she would be. So I'm a little skeptical. Okay, so we need 4 more Dionas, so let's do it. 20, come on, hit me with a child. Hit me with a child. That's not a child. So Diona? I mean, Pyro and Ningguang are done, so we need a child here. It feels strange to say that. Okay, here we go. Another Pyro. This is 20. Come on, early 5-star. Hit me with early 5-star. I know you want to hit me with early 5-star. That's not early 5-star. That's not early 5-star. If we get another child, I'll switch over to the weapon banner, try and roll Skyward Harp. I think I already maxed out my Lion's Roar. So this is 30. Can we hit an early 5-star? Early 5-star? Come on, early 5-star. Hit me. That's not early 5-star. Look, Genshin. We've been doing this a lot, you and I. I feel like we have a connection. We spend a lot of time together, Genshin. I feel like you need to give me an early 5-star. I mean, you don't have to. Let's take need out of the equation here. I would really appreciate it if you gave me an early 5-star. I don't want to be demanding. But if you could do me a solid and give me an early 5-star, that would be appreciated. Big preach. Come on, Genshin, early 5-star. This is what, 30? Early 5? No. Genshin. Come on. Come on, Genshin. Just want an early 5-star. It's not too much to ask. Oh, Rust. Rust might actually be really good on Child. I need to see, because Rust, sidebar, this damage bonus is huge. Normally this bonus is 20%, this one's 40%, because it only affects normal attacks. And it's unclear whether or not an aim shot on a melee, if charge attacks count as an aim shot on a melee character or not. It's unclear how any of this shit works on a character that melees with a bow. So, a lot of open questions. I I probably won't check it out on the stream, but in the actual video, when I go offline and mess around with this, I'll answer some of those questions. At least I'll try to. 40, come on, nope. Nope, that's not early. That's not early. You need to do me a solid here. You'll need to. I would like it if you do me a solid here, game. We need what, 2 more Dionas? Anybody keeping count? I think we're at C4 Diona. Alright. This is what, 50? Game. Genshin. Buddy. Friendo. Pal. Pal. Okay. That's, I think, C5 Diona. It's nice that there is a new 4-star because at least that's something to be excited about. Yeah, we need 1 more and then she's C6. Alright, well, actually, here's the thing to check. How much starred litter do I have? A ton. 16? I will take 16 of those. Alright, well. Early 5-star? There we go. Early 5-star. Child? Is that you? Child, buddy? Child? Is that you, Child? Child. My friend. That's a Chi-Chi. It's not a child. Sad times. Sad times. Not a child. Alright. I mean, I actually am rather unexcited about Chi-Chi constellation, but I mean, I'll take it. I think with Chi-Chi, what is she now? So next one's guaranteed child. This makes her what is this? Adept Start Fortune Preserver. Which one is that? Is that your ult? Yeah, that makes your ult better. So I'm not mad at that, it's just, I don't know. Healers are super unexciting. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna switch gears, roll for Skyward Harp, and we'll play with Child a little bit, and then we'll, at some point, think about more Constellation of Child. But I do want to at least play with them to see if I like him. I suspect it's gonna be yes, based on what I've seen, but we'll see. So we'll pull the rest of the gems on this banner, and then I will stop the stream for now. Because we do really need a weapon for him, is the thing. And maybe we'll get lucky, because weapons are higher rate. They're 0.7% chance of pulling a 5-star, as opposed to 0.6. You know, so much higher. Noelle, hello. How you doing, Noelle? Actually, no, not that button. This button. Yeah. Did they raise the rate? Did they raise the rate? No, it's still 0.7. But it's also guaranteed at 80 instead of 90. I know. Ooh, so generous, MiHoYo. So generous. I actually might only have enough for this pull for now, so this might be it. Oh, that ain't a 5-star. Alright, well. Alright. Okay, we'll do one more, because I can do some I can get someone starred litter. Pretty sure. Oh, I can get some with Stardust, even. Grab those. Grab those. Could do some more. Maybe, I think we have 2 more? I'm not sure, actually. 1 more. Yeah, 1 more. Come on, early 5-star. Nope. Hey, a Rust. Our Rust is now Refinement 5. I don't think Rust is going to be his best in slot, but I've got to play around with it, because if it's just a flat 80% damage boost all time, then Rust would actually be nuts on him. I don't know how it works interacts with his melee thing. I guess we can figure that out real quick. Okay, bonus, since I've got 10 of these. Is this banner the same rate? It's just a different graphic? That's the wrong button. Nah, it's the wrong button again. Like, I don't think they actually changed anything in this banner, right? Anybody know? Did they change anything in this banner? I think this banner is exactly the freaking same, and they just updated the graphic, which is kind of confusing. Really 5-star? Holy shit! Holy shit! Hey! There we go! On the fucking general banner! Guys! Holy shit! On the general banner! I gotta show you something, too. After that, because that was unexpected. Well, we're done with Skyward Harps on the fucking general banner. Hey, Stiggy. Sorry, my cat's upset because I'm excited. My cat's like, what's going on? Why are you yelling? This long pull fucking Skyward Harp is what's going on, son. On the general banner. Who said that? Who is talking? Who is talking? What is going on here? Okay, let me show you something. Because, so we pulled that on one pull, right? Well, you know, the last time I pulled was a 5-star. That was a back-to-back 5. And the last time we pulled for that was also a 5-star. So the last 3 times I have pulled on the general banner has been a 5-star. Because we got Mona, and I pulled another 10 pull, and we got Skyward Spine, and I pulled another 10 pull, and we got Skyward Harp. General banner. General banner is where it's at. Guys, that's pretty spicy. Okay, let's look at Skyward Harp real fast. So the reason I wanted Skyward Harp is, unlike a lot of the Skyward weapons, this thing is not energy recharge. Like, if you look at a Skyward weapon like Skyward Blade, Skyward Spine, I believe, not the Catalyst, Skyward, the other weapon, the Greatsword, Skyward Pride, all those are energy recharge. But specifically, the Atlas's attack and the bow is freaking crit rate, which is great. Just love it. Also, it's crit damage and small. Like, this thing, I think, is Childe's best in slot. So that's why I wanted it. Really happy to pull it there. The thing that could be nuts is this thing. And we'll try this right now because I'm curious. I clicked on the wrong window. Let's see. How do I unlock this bastard? There we go. Let's just max refine this thing right now because I want to know. This thing potentially might be nuts if it actually works with melee, which I don't know if it does. But, okay. We have Mora issues. Because of course we do. Hold on a second. We had Mora issues. Here, we'll do 69, nice. There. 690,000 Mora. Takes care of Mora issues for now. And then, yeah, let's see. So, here, I'm going to actually try this, because I'm curious. Yeah, we're not even going to level it, because I am so curious about this. We're about to answer some important questions, guys, on stream. So, let's go out and hit some shit. What to hit? I don't know, actually. But okay, there's usually some guys here. So, the question is, does this bonus apply to his melee strikes? So, I've leveled him, but I haven't tallied him, so the damage is going to be super low. That's not what we're checking. Okay, so for baseline, let's get another low, what is this? So base 42 attack, base 42 attack. Okay, so I think we can get a fairly consistent case. Here, we'll pop in a melee form and hit something. Wait. Yeah. Okay, so let's hit this idiot. So we're hitting 47, 50, like... Okay, so his basic attack is hitting for 47, right? His first attack on combo is hitting for 47. So we switch over to this thing. I'm in combat. Well, fuck me. Hold on. 47. Keep that number in your head. Keep that number in your head. Hopefully, he's still in melee form? Yeah, he's still in melee form. Okay, now we teleport back. Also, you know, I gotta try it out, but something like a sacrificial bow might be good. Okay, 47, right? So 42 base attack. So we switch over to Rust. If Rust actually impacts melee attacks, then it'll be more. Will be more. How am I still in combat? How am I still in combat? I teleported away. Okay, we'll hang out over here. Game, you're interfering with science here. Okay. Well, now I've got to wait, because, well, fuck me, I guess. Well, okay. Cat is throwing a fit. Every time I start streaming, my cat's like, hey, pay attention to me! Stop talking to these idiots online! It's not very nice of you, Stig. They're not idiots, they're lovely folks. Oh my god, this thing's still mad. I don't know, go, buddy. I'm gonna call my friend to look over here, and we're gonna have words. If you don't fuck off. You need to fuck right off, buddy. Yeah, get out of here. No one likes you. Hopping angrily at you. Oh my god, there's still all that and there's still a freaking delay. Yeah, I don't know. His constellation that lets you reset his attack, his skill is gonna be big. Okay, so 47 was how much we hit for on the regular weapon. Bam. 88. Okay. So, holy shit, that's a lot of extra damage. So, this 80% does affect his attack in melee stance, which is a hell of a lot. So then I guess the next, it's hard to compare this thing, but at the very least we know that normal attack in melee form does count for this thing. There's no easy way to check the charge attack, though, is the thing. So, I would guess, let me see how the scaling on the charge attack is. I would guess, because that charge attack was hitting for what, like 74, 88 or so? Let's just take a quick look here. Does it show? Huh. Yeah, I would guess based on that, because so the normal attack does 38%, 39%, call it right now, which was 88, right, with the rust out. The charge attack was hitting for about 88, 80-ish, and it's supposed to do like essentially double that almost. So yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I think for the purposes of Childe, normal attack is normal attack, even though it's a bow, and then aim shot, I believe, is considered. I believe that translates over to charge attack. Don't quote me on that, but yeah, we'll see. Anyways, that's all I'm gonna do for now on stream. But I will mess around with him some more and maybe pull some more later. And then, you know, I'll do a video at some point. But thanks for coming, everybody. Hope you had fun. Bye! Okay, we are back. So in the first part of this, we pulled for Tartaglia, Childe, and we got him. So now we're going to try and get Constellation 1 on him, because I think it's pretty important for his kit. So, interesting thing to note also, his name's listed as Tartaglia on the UI, so I guess his name's not Childe? Number 11 of the Harbingers, also known as Childe. His name is highly feared on the battlefield. Like, I don't think his name is Childe Tartaglia. That's a weird name. So I guess Childe is his nickname? Weird nickname too, but whatever. His name's a mystery to everybody. But yeah, so quick refresher, and I'll do more of an overview of his skills and what I think of him after the pulls. But the big thing with him is his normal attacks are just bow attacks. They're just they're just archer auto attacks, so they're not that impressive. But his elemental skill switches in melee form, and this dramatically increases his damage. Thing to note here, by the way, I mentioned earlier that the cooldown on this is 45 seconds. It actually seems to scale based on how long you're in it, because as you can see, there was only 15 seconds because I didn't stay in it that long. If you stay in it for 30 seconds, then it is 45 seconds, so it seems to scale with how long you're in the form. But let's just look at the constellation that's relevant here, and that is this first one, Foul Legacy, Tide Withholder. This reduces the cooldown of Foul Legacy Raging Tide, which is his stance switch, by 20%, which is rather significant given that's up to 45 seconds. So that was pretty important. The other one that's related to the cooldown of that, by the way, is Constellation 6, Havoc Annihilation. When using Havoc Obliteration, which is the ultimate in the melee form, his Elemental Burst melee stance, it resets the cooldown on his stance switch when you go back into range stance, I believe. So that's actually huge, because while this first one reduces the cooldown, this one completely resets the cooldown, and it's resetting at like a 45-second cooldown. And it also doesn't seem to have an internal cooldown on how often it can reset. So what this seems to indicate is if he's at Constellation 6, you can just drop in melee form, beat stuff up, which will charge up your Elemental Burst, and then just burst, and then when you switch to range stance again, when you're out of melee stance, the cooldown melee stance will be reset, and then you just drop back into melee stance. So this one seems big. It seems like it essentially means he can stay in melee stance forever, which is his DPS stance, essentially. So I think without Havoc Annihilation, he's more of a burst DPS, where you like drop, hang on, cooldown, drop into this, beat stuff up, and then you switch out for another character, and then you do their thing, and then you drop back, and the cooldown will be reset or almost reset, and you can burst again. But I think once you have a Constellation 6, you can run him more as just your permanent DPS, just always in melee stance. So yeah, I've heard people be critical of this, and I understand where they're coming from, because it does mean you're very incentivized to get Constellation 6. So we'll see. I want to get 1, though, just because 1 is going to be the big one prior to that, because reducing that cooldown is going to help a lot. So we'll get 1. I'm going to play with him for a bit, and see if I really like him. If I do, then maybe I'll consider getting more. But for now, we'll just get 1. So let's get to the wishes pulls. So when we last left off, we had just pulled Chi-Chi, which resets our count towards the guaranteed 5-star. Also, I believe means that our next pull is guaranteed to be another child. So let's just jump right in. So we're essentially starting on 0 towards the guarantee. So early 5-star, give me that early goal now. Alright. Oh, Sacrificial Bow. I wanted to mention this. I don't know. Hey, there's our final Diona. I think it's our final Diona. Let me drop out of this real quick to just look at Sacrificial Bow. I need to check this. I'll check this later. But Sacrificial Bow's thing, remember, all the sacrificial weapons, is when you deal damage with elemental skill, you can reset the cooldown of that elemental skill. So potentially that might mean when you're in melee mode, your melee strikes can reset the cooldown on it. I don't know 100% how that works. I'll play around with it and let you know, but that's an interesting thing to note. Also, Diona, let's get you all the way. So now Diona is maxed out. Alright, that was 10. Aw, kitty. Love those kitties. My kitty's taking a nap. Alrighty. So this is, that was 10, so this will be 20. Early 5-star? No. Don't mind seeing weapons at this point, because I do need fodder to level up my Skyward Harp. Diona is now just glitter. I'm not actually sure which 4 stars I still need. We're getting close to having all the 4 stars, I think, at Constellation 6. Alright, this will take us to 30. Early 5-star. Okay. I'll click through this. Ding Wong, more glitter. Alright, this takes us to 40. Come on, early 5-star. We can do it, I believe. Early 5-star. Gold crystal? Gold crystal? Gold, no. We did rip a pretty spicy, like, Skyward Harp 5-star weapon off of that single permanent banner pull. So, I mean, that was pretty lucky, but I mean, you know, wouldn't mind. Would not be mad. Would be quite pleased, in fact, with an early 5-star. I already lost count. Was that 40? That was either 30 or 40. I think that was 40, so this is probably... That might have been 30. Is this 40? We'll see. Early 5-star? We'll call it 40. Early 5? No. Oh, I lose track so fast. Okay, Pyro. Is Pyro? No, Pyro is maxed out. So that will be all the 4-star banner characters maxed out. And I mentioned this before. All we're gonna pull, like, you pull these 4 stars so much. Alright, so this should be 50 then. Early 5-star? Early 5-star? No. It's gonna happen. We're gonna get an early 5-star, I believe. This does let us further prove out our theory that you do maintain that thing where every second character is always guaranteed to be the banner 5-star. We'll see. That has held out so far. I think this is 70. I've completely lost track. More Dionas. Sure. Alright, this I think is 80. I don't know. I'm not even... It's some amount pulls. 5-star? There we go. I don't even think that was early, but maybe. This should be Childe? There it is. So far holds out. So now we've got Constellation 1 Childe. So it does seem like every other 5-star will be guaranteed to be the character. So there's maximum times you would have to theoretically pull in order to get the Constellation 6, which is a little bit reassuring. It's still an astronomical amount of pulls, in theory, if you were to actually have to pull every single one, but at least that's a small constellation. Anyways, I'll play around with Childe a little bit more, and then I'll catch you on the other side of the cut. Okay, Childe's gear. So, super initial impressions, and I will run around and beat some stuff up with him in a second to show you what he actually plays like. But his gear is an interesting open question that I honestly don't have a good answer to in a lot of cases. Some of this will be more, like, some of the answers will emerge in the next few days as people play with him and figure out a few key details. But right now, the reason why there's a lot of questions is he is an archer, technically, he uses a bow, but a lot of bow skills, passive skills, it's unclear how they interact if the character is meleeing something. So Amos bow is one of the ones that immediately jumps to mind. Increases normal attack and aim shot damage by 18%. Okay, that makes sense. But increases damage by 12% for every 0.01 seconds that arrows in flight stacks up to 5 times on each arrow. So pretty hefty bonus, 60% if the arrow is in flight for 0.5 seconds, half a second. This is 5 and 3, by the way. But if you melee something, how long's the arrow in flight for? There's not technically an arrow, so does he get no bonus from this? In which case this would not be a great option for him. I mean, it'd be an okay option. It's still a 5-star bow with considerable amount of attack on it, but like half the skill's dead, right? So it's not clear, and it's it'd be nice to give you an answer right now, but honestly, I don't know, because it's hard to tell. Because there's a lot of variables here. Like, if I compare it to Stringless, the numbers are all wacky, because Stringless is secondary, it's elemental mastery, not attack, and its base attack is also lower. So, still figuring it out. And by the way, if someone does know how stuff like Amos bow interacts, let me know, because I'm curious. Like, if you've seen discussion about this, I'm very curious how that's gone. Similarly, like, as we saw earlier, Rust does affect his melee attacks while in melee stance, seemingly, from what I was doing earlier. really briefly, which is interesting because it specifies normal attack damage. But when you're in melee stance, technically that's skill damage, I would think. I'm not 100% sure, but it seems like it would be skill damage. So it's a little weird that normal attack damage counts, but alright. And then decreases aim shot damage by 10%. It does seem like... So here's a question. Does a charge attack count as an aim shot for this purpose, right? You can see why there's a lot of open questions as to how any of this works. But what seems to be true is this 80% normal attack damage does work. Not clear how the arrow and flight thing works. And then, again, this specifies aim shot damage as well. So, all interesting things. And then, this is another thing that's a little bit weird to check out. Is Stringless increases elemental skill and elemental burst damage by 48%, right? So, does damage from his melee attacks while in melee stance count as elemental skill damage for this purpose? So, all open questions, I don't know. And I imagine people will figure that out in the next few days. I will say, though, a weapon that should just work on him, because it doesn't have any weird conditions like that, is Skyward Harp, which is why I was very excited to pull it earlier, off of just one 10 pull on a permanent banner. Because its main stat's crit rate, its passive... Well, okay, it's base damage, then crit rate as its stats, and then its passive is crit damage. So crit rate, crit damage on the same weapon is great. And then hits have a 60% chance to inflict small AoE, dealing 125%. Physical attack damage can only occur once every 4 seconds. So none of that should have any issues functioning on Childe in melee stance, as far as I can tell. So Skyward Harp, I am inclined to say, is his best in slot for now. Yes, it's not going to give you the giant damage boost of Rust to normal attacks, but everything on Skyward Harp affects everything. It affects his... I mean, if you're non-melee stance, affects all that stuff. If you are in melee stance, affects all that stuff. If you elemental burst, affects that. Everything's affected by all this stuff. Not to mention, this is a Skyward weapon, and Skyward weapons have some of the highest base stats in the game. Let me check a thing real quick. I believe, yeah. Skyward Harp should have 674 base attack at level 90. And then I believe Rust only has like 510 base attack. So the base attack difference is going to be astronomical. And then crit rate and crit damage rate as well. So this is what I would recommend on him as far as 5-star weapon skill. If you don't have a 5-star weapon, then Rust is probably also really good on him, but I still need to figure out how Rust interacts with charge attack, because his charge attack does do a lot of damage. And another bow I need to check out, and I know I'm leaving you a lot of open questions because this is just a first impressions and I haven't had a chance to figure some of this stuff out, but once I do figure some of this stuff out, I will do a full video on Childe probably. But yes, Sacrificial Bow is another one that's interesting because when damaging an opponent with an elemental skill has a chance to reset the cooldown. Does that reset his melee stance cooldown? Dunno. We'll figure it out. And then more open questions is I don't really know what the best gear set is for him. Right now, I just grabbed some gear from other characters, particularly Mona, and threw them on him because Mona's my other water DPS character, so I grabbed half her Noblesse Oblige set, and I grabbed a couple of Gladiator set pieces from Kaching. And this seems fine for now. The issue with Childe is there's no Hydro damage set. So you know this by now. There's the Pyro damage set, Crimson Witch of Flames. There is the Thundering Fury set. Kaching only has 2 pieces because I grabbed 2 of her pieces to throw on Childe. Thundering Fury is the Electro damage set. It's 4 pieces and great, but it is the Electro damage set. Let's see. Earth has Archaic Petra. That's the Geo damage set. There's Veridistant Venerer for Animo. Cryo doesn't have a damage set in game, but there was one in beta, so that does exist. I don't think it was added in the 1.1 patch. It might have been. I don't think it has, though. Haven't heard about it. But cryo, there is a cryo set, but there is no hydro set. There wasn't one in beta either, as far as I know. So because there's no hydro set, big open question on what set is best for him. You might think 4-piece gladiator because increases normal attack damage by 35%, but it specifies here, like it does specify if the wielder of this artifact set uses sword, claymore, or polearm, which Childe does not. Despite being a melee character, he uses a bow, which makes it super awkward. So a set that might actually be really good for him might actually be something like Wanderer's Troop, surprisingly. We'll see. I'm not sure if it is, but it's a possibility. Because Wanderer's Troop, 2-piece increases elemental mastery, alright, whatever. But 4-piece increases charge attack damage by 35% if the character is using a catalyst or bow. So technically he's the only melee character, in melee stance, that can use Wanderer's Troop, which could be a considerable increase in damage on his charge attack. So that's a possibility. I don't have a Wanderer's Troop set leveled, so it's kind of an open question. I'll probably level Wanderer's Troop set to just try out on him, and we'll see. But for now, I'm doing 2-piece Gladiator, 2-piece Noblesse Oblige, because Noblesse Oblige is interesting on him because he does hit really hard, really hard in a single hit, in fact, on his charge attack. So that's interesting. So yeah, a lot of open questions about how to gear him, and I think a lot of people are doing a lot of experimentation over the next few days trying to figure out what is best for him. But yeah, let's go beat some stuff up. Okay, here we are again at the Oh No Not Again flower, because we built a new character on the banner, so therefore we must go beat up one of the flowers with them. Gonna focus on using Childe exclusively, just so it's mostly a showcase of what he does, and let's just run and do it. Should be no problem since he's water. And he should have no problems breaking this thing. And he doesn't look like he does. His charge attack, by the way, does hit quite hard. His charge attack also does seem to hit pretty hard, so maybe Wanderer's Troop is the right thing to run on him. But yeah, no problem with the flower. Okay, we are in the Pyro artifact domain to see what Childe is like in more of a team setting. So Childe is Hydro, this is Pyro, so obviously the elements work out well here. I will say I've been playing around with him a little bit, and man, his charge attack does actually seem like it does crazy damage. Like, he seems like he's kind of like a Keqing in that regard. His elemental burst also hits pretty hard. I do think, though, you have to switch him in and out. If you don't have Constellation 6 on him, then you've got to do what I just did, and like pop him in and out for other characters, because you want to give his elemental skill time to cool down. Otherwise, you're gonna be stuck in bow mode for a little bit, which is not ideal. But yeah, like, his charge attack seems like it's got some crazy scaling. Like, it's very much the same thing as Keqing, it seems like, where you just want to spam charge attack until you run out of stamina. Switch out of the Childe to get Venti in, build up Venti's elemental burst. It's almost dead. Put that over there. Copy Childe, switch into melee mode, break the shield, breaks it in no time flat, charge attack that, or elemental burst the thing, kill it, and mess this guy up. And yeah, just spam charged it until you run out of stamina like I did. Excuse me, I need to knock it off with all the freaking fire things. But yeah, if you're in his bow mode, like much less impressive in his bow mode. It's just very average DPS in bow mode. So you do want to give his melee stance time to cool down, which is interesting. It's interesting because it does mean he's a burst DPS, I think, for sure, if you don't have him in Constellation 6. But once you're Constellation 6, you can just basically stay in melee mode and just do tons of deeps all the time. So yeah, I do think some of the early things people have said about him being very Constellation, like very affected by Constellation, certainly true. So conclusions on Childe. Well, rather, my first impressions on Childe I think would be more accurate. He seems like a great DPS. I need to play with him a little bit more in bow mode specifically to see what his damage is like outside of his melee burst mode. My first impressions, though, are he's more of a burst DPS than like a primary DPS, just because he does so much more damage in his melee mode. His bow damage isn't terrible. Hang on. Nice try. His bow damage isn't terrible, especially his aim shots. Like, his aim shots hit pretty hard. As most regular bow attacks are. But he does, like, tremendously more damage in melee mode. So, at the moment, he seems more suited to acting as, like, a character you switch in and out for burst, rather than someone that stays on the field. But I think he might actually be fine as a primary DPS. It's just he's more suited to burst right now. The one we've talked about is this one's Constellation 6. This is what lets him essentially always be in melee mode, always be in burst mode, and this definitely will be a game changer for him. But before that, especially if you get Constellation 1 on him, I think he's more suited to being a burst DPS just because of the long cooldown on being able to jump into melee mode. Other constellations that might be nice, this one lets him gain energy more if he kills opponents with Riptide. Riptide's the debuff he applies, which will make him charge attack more, or not charge attack, elemental burst more, which, you know, is going to be a lot of extra damage. Obviously 3 and 5 are always important for everybody, because I know they're not the super exciting ones, but getting 3 extra levels on your skill, your elemental skill and your elemental burst, dramatically increases the damage there, so those are always nice to have. Especially, I think it's this one, Constellation 3, because remember, all his attacks in melee mode are effectively governed by this skill. Therefore, getting that constellation will dramatically increase the amount of damage he does in melee mode, since it affects everything there. 4 is interesting. 4 essentially, it's worded really complicated and confusingly, but I think it just means he will proc extra damage every now and then against foes Riptide. That's the super summary, but I believe that's how it works. And then 5, elemental burst damage, and then 6, we already talked about, lets you stay in melee mode. So all of his constellations are pretty good. 2 is like, okay. 2's the only one that's like, you know, that's nice to have, but all the others seem like a pretty big deal. I guess 1 doesn't matter when you get to 6, but yeah, everything seems like it's fits in alignment with his kit. Like, everything is focused on DPS. He doesn't have the Mona problem where his constellations are split between being supportive or being more DPS-y. These all seem like they work great to enable him to do more damage. So he's definitely someone that really benefits from constellations, but I'm hesitant to say that he needs constellations. I think some people are definitely going down the road of saying you need constellations on Childe. Yeah, he seems great. Just at Constellation 1, or well, effectively 0, all 1 is doing is letting me switch faster. So, yeah, at the moment, seems like a really strong burst DPS. I'll play around a little bit more. I'll give you an updated, like, full rundown on Childe when I think more people have time to play with him, including myself, and more concrete thoughts on him are formed. But yeah, at the moment, I do like him a lot, and I think he fills a very important role of being a Hydro DPS. So overall, I definitely recommend him. He's also really like Child's a really cool character. If you play through his story, he's fun to interact with. So overall, pretty good. But yeah, if you've enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, YouTube stuff. Let me know down below if you're rolling with Child, how your rolls are going. If you have any like hot tips on like how he actually interacts with bows, like Amos bow, for example, let me know. I'm curious. I'm gonna experiment a little bit and try and figure that out myself as well. But if anybody already knows, then feel free to point me towards that information. Anyways, YouTube stuff, like, comment, subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Bye!